As you guys know, we here at Kraken Cards are on a mission to buy every emulation console we can find on TikTok. And usually we stick to the cheap stuff, but this guy right here is a $200 console that claims to be able to play Switch games. Let's open it up and see what it can do. It's just a controller. It's like a PlayStation 5 DualSense controller knockoff. It's the worst thing I've ever felt in my life. If I dropped it too hard on the table, it would explode. What is this? There's like a little switch thing going on, and what am I looking at? It looks like it connects to our power supply here, but like, why though? What do you do? What do this do? What do it do? What even? I'm sorry guys, I just don't even know what to say about this. We got a sword and like an energy symbol like carved into the front. The whole thing is 3D printed, and it's cheap. Very light 3D printing as well. We paid $200 for this, and it weighs a singular pound. Let me go weigh it. Oh, my bad. It's 1 pound 3 ounces. Oh. And then as you can see, we got Ethernet, some USBs, HDMI, which is nice. And then we have the wonkiest looking power port I've ever seen. Why is it sticking out of the console? We paid $200 for this, guys. What are we doing? Are we insane? To me, I think the only thing I can even compare this to is like an OG Xbox. Like, I don't know. It's not even really the same shape, but it kind of has the same like little indents in the middle. But then this side piece here kind of reminds me of like a PS2. So I don't know what this thing is. I'm trying. Also, getting back to the controller, it is truly awful. It weighs so nothing, it's crazy. The buttons are like not quite as bad as you would think. They're like almost playable. I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing plugged in. We'll turn it on, see what this thing can do. I'm scared. I'm frankly kind of scared. I'm gonna go ahead and plug in this wonky power adapter thing. Why are you turning on immediately? Oh, hold on. I flipped the little switch. Does that turn on the console? There's no way, right? Why do I have no video? Why are things breaking already? What is this? Okay, after enough messing around and swapping HDMI cables, I got it to actually show up. No idea why that was so complicated. Oh my gosh, there's so many consoles on this thing. This is a pretty cool little menu. Windows. What does that mean, Windows? I don't want to know. Oh, this thing's running Batocera. That makes a lot of sense. Now, is there any way I can make the stupid fan quieter? Hold on. Nope, I didn't see anything about the stupid fan, so I guess it is what it is. What does that say down there? We got PS2, PSP, Steam? I can't even read it because when you go over it, the screen turns black. I had to start there. Let me just open that up. Steam. There it is. Oh, I opened it and it just kicked us back out to a menu. All right, I guess we can't play that. All right, let's start with what is that? What is that image? What is that background image? Why is that the Nintendo Entertainment System background? Okay, it's not what I expected. The N64 one is just Mario Kart 8. Close enough. Ugh. Is that AI? It's also, can we show that on YouTube? Editor, cover that up. Oh, that's a little uncomfortable. Ports just shows like a AI generated image of a PC, it looks like. Okay, it's like ports of random other games for this specific console, I imagine. Firefox? Just straight up Firefox. Sure, let's play Firefox. Yeah, sure enough, that's just straight up Firefox. Now, this thing doesn't work with controller. It does have all those USB ports that we saw earlier, so you could hook up a keyboard and mouse if you really wanted to. Anyway, let's do what I wanted to do earlier before I got all caught up with the art and stuff. Let's play some NES games, see what this thing can handle. Oh my gosh, this thing has every NES game. Wow, it even has Mario. That's kind of rare on these Chinese consoles. Usually they're afraid of big old Nintendo coming to get them. Ooh, you can get a nice background and everything. It's got like a CRT filter on by default, I think. Our buttons are incorrect, in my opinion anyway. I mean, they're literally like the right letter assignment, but like you gotta jump with the B button on the right side of the controller. It feels kind of bad. Oh yeah, also, I should point out this is like Xbox controller scheme here, but we're on a PlayStation controller and we're playing a Nintendo game right now. Everything is confusing. Also, I don't know if you guys this is really hard to convey in a video, but input delay on this is horrific. Like, let's try our best to convey this. I'm not able to mathematically break down exactly how delayed that is, but it does not feel like an NES game should on an actual CRT. It seemed to handle the NES stuff just fine. Let's kick it forward like 2 more generations. Let's try N64. Dear Mario, please come to the castle. That's what she sounds like. No skippable cutscenes. Bad game, 0 out of 10. Okay, first issue I'm immediately noticing. The analog stick is not actually an analog stick, or maybe it's just mapped incorrectly and I'm not gonna look. If I kind of move it forward slowly, Mario just goes into a full sprint. You're supposed to have, analog control. That's the big thing with this game. In terms of performance, I don't know. I mean, it's fine. It's an N64 game, so these all kind of run like butt, but it looks pretty good. It looks like they have a little bit of upscaling going on and a few other tricks to just generally make the game look A little more high res than you would expect, honestly. But all right, we've confirmed this thing can handle N64. Let's continue to bump it up another level and see what this thing can do. All right, let's change things up a little bit and go over to PlayStation land. First off, they're showing the PS4 version of Crash Bandicoot here. It's, you know, close enough. But yeah, let's just try out some PS2 gaming here. So this guy, definitely understand what that says. Hi. Now, I don't know if this game ran at like a perfect 60 all the time on PS2. It's been a long time since I played it there, but we are certainly seeing a lot of slowdown on this emulation situation here. Bam, bam. Devil May Cry 3 is so good. But yeah, overall, performance with the PS2 situation, not ideal. The console's still not getting very warm, though. Let's go ahead and swap back over to the Nintendo side of things, though. Do I see... Huh? You know, I didn't necessarily call out the fact they have Nintendo Switch emulation on this. They got Hades on here. That's kind of rad. They got Link's Awakening. That's pretty cool. Sure, let's try this. It was struggling with PS2, but it can handle Switch, right? Right? Oh my goodness, we are already seeing all the frame drops, and we are on the opening cutscene of the game. Skip. Get out of here. What? The current game is not looking for amiibos. What did I do? Also, this game is in no way playable. Look at this. You can't run this. You're definitely not playing Breath of the Wild. Okay, we saw this earlier. I have to launch up Windows. What is this gonna do? Oh, it launches up like Windows EXEs. Plants vs. Zombies and R. That looks like TMNT. Sure, let's play that. What the heck? Warning, your user data partition is formatted as a fuse bulk, which might not be fully supported. However, Wine is still generating the C drive structure. This doesn't look like TMNT. All right, let's not run Windows anymore, because clearly it did not like that. I am kind of curious about this little Xbox thing over here, so let's just open this up and see what happens. Jet Set Radio Future. That's a random OG Xbox game. It's only got 4.2 stars. Oh no. Heck yeah, we're playing Jet Set Radio. This is awesome. The game is clearly not running at like a perfect frame rate, but I didn't even know OG Xbox emulation was really doable at all, so it's kind of impressive that this is running. All right, well anyway guys, I think that's enough showing what this thing is capable of. But let's go ahead and open the console up and see what on earth is going on inside of this thing. Oh, okay, it opens from the side. Oh geez, this is so jank. Okay, I think I figured out what's going on here. This whole body piece is a singular piece, and it just pulls out of the side like so. Oh my God. $200, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my Lord. And here it is. What is this? It looks like a PCI Express card. Does this slot into another PC? How does this work? As you can see, we have our very loud, annoying fan. It's on top of like a very slim heatsink. Our power situation is still just here. Oh, I guess I can unplug that. Hold on. There, now that's undone from its terrible fate. Oh my God. Not only is it electrical taped in, you can see there's a zip tie holding it together, you know, to make sure it doesn't fall out the other side. It's a very professional workout here. All right, and I'm scared to flip this thing over because as you can see, that is a straight up SSD. Looks like this thing is an adapter that converts a SATA SSD into like an NVMe drive. And then we have like a single stick of RAM here. I can't even begin to understand the point of this. Why did they do this? Why? By the way, guys, we will be selling this absurd console for half off what we paid for it on our website, jarupgaming.com. So make sure to check it out if you are for some reason interested in this thing. Either way though, guys, let me know down in the comments what you think of this monstrosity. And if you want to see something that is not jank at all, click right here. We got this Game Boy console. It looks exactly like a Game Boy Advance. It feels like a Game Boy Advance, but it can play PS1 games. Click the video, it's kind of crazy.